Interrelated data put in together in particular format in particular place is called as what? Database. Since program data and program operation are independent of each other, we can able to provide the abstract information to the user. Not only viewing the data, multi-user also can transact on the database. They can fetch, they can update, they can delete. Multi-user transaction is also provided. Hello everybody, welcome to the session. Myself Indu J, Faculty of Computer Science Department, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. So, in today's session, we are going to discuss Unit 1, first session. What is database management system and architecture database management system? So, introduction, as an introduction, if you want to give the proper introduction of the database management system, I need to split the database into two things. One is database and one is management system. So first I should know what is database. Once I got to know what is database, then it is easy for me to manage that particular database using some software that is called as management system. So let us discuss first what is database. Database is a collection of interrelated data which helps in efficient retrieval, insertion and deletion of data from the database. What is database? It is a collection of interrelated data. Interrelated data put in together in particular format in particular place is called as what? Database. Next, an example, we can give a best example for you, that is university database. Take a Vidhyaashram college. Vidhyaashram college is affiliated to Mysuru University. Similarly, how many colleges are affiliated to Mysuru University? Almost all colleges in Mysuru are affiliated for Mysuru University, right? So now university has to maintain the data of all the colleges, and each colleges how many students are studying, how many students, which student is took which stream or which branch, all data has to be managed. How university is managing? By putting that information or that data in proper format. Simply dumping all the data into the single container does not get you anything. If you want to access the information, it has to be in the proper format. You can take your real life example, your wardrobe. When you are dumping all your clothes together in the wardrobe, is it easy to fetch any one cloth out of it? No. If you have arranged properly, this session is for shirts, this session is for pants, and this session is for other things, you can fetch it aramse, easily. So that is a thing what we are doing with the data. Okay. Data is nothing but the facts and then the statistics stored or free flowing over the network. What is data? Data is a facts or statistics, numbers that is flowing through the network, that is in your internet you can consider. So that is what the data is. Understood? Database management system, we are dividing that into two things. One is database and one is management system. First you have to know what is data, then what is database, then how to manage that database using some software, that is database management system. What is information? When data is processed, turning into something meaningful. Data is not the information. Data is a collection of information, collection of things putting in the proper format is come to an information. That is what they are saying. When data is processed, turning it into something meaningful, that is called as information. What is database? Database is a collection of logically related data organized in a way that data can be easily accessed and managed and update. Clear? So what is collection of data with the logical related data organized in a way that we can easily access the data, we can manage that data, and we can update that data. That is what a database is. Database represents the aspects of real world. Just I have given you the two example, university database and your wardrobe. Both are real life example. Same what we are doing with the data, that is represent some aspects of real world. The logical coherence collection of data with the inherent meaning. Database is what? Logical coherence, combination of data with its inherent meaning, internal meaning, built for the specific purpose. Why we are building the database? For specific purpose. University database is used to, what is the purpose of university database? Is used to collect the information of all the colleges, how many students are studying in those particular colleges, totally how many graduates will come out of it in particular year. So that is the purpose of having the database, all putting together at one place. It is also used to organize the data in the forms of table, schema, view and reports. How we are storing the data? In the form of table. We are storing the data in the form of table, that is in the rows and in the columns. Okay, and schema. The structural representation of table is called as a schema. So complete table together is called as a structural representation, that is a schema. View means how many persons or how many users viewed that particular table for accessing or fetching the data and reports. After storing the data, we need to get some resources, get some information in the form of report. That can be done using the database. Database management system, that is DBMS. Now till now we are studying only about database. Now we are discussing about database management system. Management system is a software that allows the creation, definition, manipulation of database. How to create a table, how to manipulate the table, or how to delete the table. That all been taken care by database management system. It provides an interface or the tool to perform the various operations like create database, update database, or insert the values into the database. Database also provide the protection and security to the database. Database management system also provides protection and security, not only creating the table, inserting the values into the table or updating the values to the table, but it also provides a security and protection to the data that has been stored in the database. It also maintains the data consistently. Consistency means the same basic data, it has to be changed in the one table, the same changes has to be reflected to the other table. As we said, it is interrelated data, the changes has done on one table has to be reflected onto the other table. That is a consistency. Data is not having any complications. Okay, that is, it helps to maintain the consistency. What is the job of database management system? Database management system is a software used to create, insert and update the values into the database, and also it provides the protection and the security of the data. Also, it is helpful in maintaining the data consistency. Hope all of you clear with this. What is database management system? Then in some of the popular example of database management system, what currently being used, which systems currently being used is MySQL, Oracle, SQL, that is a sequential querying language, SQL server, and IBM developed recently, that is database 2, DB2. Okay, these are some of the example of database management system. Okay, these are all the software used to fetch the data or to create the database. Database system application, where all we are using this database system applications everywhere. You name the area and there should be a database. Without database, you cannot do anything. So these are some of the application areas where database can be used. Banking, right? In banking, what data we are storing? We are storing the customer detail, transaction detail. All the data has been stored in the banking application. Water meter billing, how many customers or consumer are using the water for particular day or the particular month, how many units of water has been used, that all been done in the database of water billing system. And rails and airline, obviously you are come across with the rails and airlines, that is airlines will be storing their customer data. IRCTC is the best example for railway data. And colleges, university, apart from university, particular colleges are maintaining their student data, faculty data, the economy, or how they are providing, how they are getting the fees, or how they are paying it to the staff. All data has been stored in the college data. Credit card transaction, who is maintaining this credit card transaction? That is a particular bank from which you have taken the credit card will maintain this credit card transaction. Finance, sale, telecommunication, manufacturing, human resource, all these are all the application where we are using the database. Let's see one by one. Telecommunication, there is a database to keep a track of information regarding calls made, network usage, and customer detail. Telecommunication, using this data only, many of the cases and crime cases has been solved. Hope all of you are aware of it. So they are maintaining how many calls are made, what time, to whom it has made, and which network they have used. There are different network providers, right? So using which network they have used, and customer detail for that particular network, all things will be maintained in the telecommunication application. Industry, where it is a manufacturing unit, warehouses, distribution center, each one needs to database to keep the records of ins and outs, means what all the products coming into the warehouses and how many product is going out of the warehouses, such that depends on that they can alter their production. So their industries also they are using the database. Banking system, I have already give you an example for storing the customer information, tracking a day by day credit and debit card transaction. For all the banking transaction, they are maintaining the database. Similarly, for the sales, how much they have done, they have achieved their targets or not, how many sales has been done, how many has left, whether we can use it for next year, something like that. All will be stored in the sales database. Airlines, to travel through the airline, we have to make the reservation. How we are making the reservation? By using the user ID and password. First we have to create the user ID and the password, then we have to go for the booking, where we are flying, what date we are flying, what is the ticket rate, and when we are coming back. So all detail has been maintained by the airline database. And in the education sector also, the database are frequently used in the school colleges to store and retrieve the data regarding the student detail, student phone number, student parents name, parents phone number, student marks, what is the marks in 10th PU in the first year or in the second year, or final aggregate marks, what is your CGPA. Everything can be calculated by using college database. Next what we have is characteristics and purpose of database approach. What is the purpose of database approach and what are the characteristics of database approach? Mainly we categorize the character into 4 types. One is self-describing nature of database system. Database describes itself. For example, if I ask you what is you, you can describe yourself rather than your friend describing you. That is nothing but self-description. Self-describing data can describe itself. So that is self-description. Insulation between the programs and data data abstraction. Insulation means providing the connection between the program and then the data. As database management system is in a software means you have a number of programs. Program has to connect to the base of the data, then only we can able to do any operation on it. So it provides the insulation between the programs and then the data. Apart from that, it also provides data abstraction. What do you mean by data abstraction? Means abstracting the content. Instead of giving all the detail of the data, whichever is required, that much only is giving. Abstract knowledge we are giving. We are not giving in detail. When a user don't want to know how data has been stored, user want to just access the data, that is nothing but abstraction. Okay, we'll discuss in detail. For the support of multiple views of the data, not only one user can use the particular or one database, many user can use the database at particular instant of the time. That is multiple views. Many can see the data. And sharing the data and multi-user transaction. Not only viewing the data, multi-user also can transact on the database. They can fetch, they can update, they can delete. Multi-user transaction is also provided. These are the 4 main characters of database management system. Let's see one by one. Self-describing nature of the database system. What do you mean by self-describing nature? Here, it will describe itself in the form of metadata. For example, if you want to store the student name with the marks, how will you store? When it comes to the system cannot understand student name is XYZ. So, if the student name is XYZ and he has scored 97 marks in one subject, how we have to describe? We have to tell the system this is a name, and name is with the data type character, right? How we are describing the name? Name should be of the type character, and this is a attribute called marks. So what type of data it is using? It is using integer data. So which data type we have to use? We have to use int. Here which data we are using? We are using character. Like that is nothing but the metadata that describes the structure of database. The information stored in the catalog is called as metadata. Minute information regarding one particular data is called as metadata. Database catalog used by database software. Who is going to use this particular catalog? Database management system, that is a software. And a database user who needs the information about the database structure, he can used by the database user also to fetch the information. So that is nothing but self-describing nature of database. Next, insulation between program and then the data. What do you mean by insulation? Program data independence and program operation independence. Means what? Here it is providing a connection between program and data. Though it is providing the connection between program and data, it does not affect, that is independent of each other. That is independent. Structure of data files is stored in the Dbms catalog separately from accessing program. So whichever the program we are accessing, we are just accessing the program. We are not accessing the basic of database, or we are not fetching any detail directly from the database. It has done through whom? Done through programs. Then program operation independence. Operation specified in the 2 parts. Interface includes the operation name and the data type of its argument. Just now I have given you example, that is name and data type, right? So, and the implementation can be changed without affecting the interface. We are not affecting this interface, but we can change or update. We can do changing or updation or alteration to the database. That is nothing but insulation, providing the insulation between the programs and data. Then coming to the data abstraction, allows the program data independence and program operation independence. Since program data and program operation are independent of each other, we can able to provide the abstract information to the user. Conceptual representation of data. Abstraction is nothing but what? Conceptual representation of data. Only the upper layer will be displayed. That is, a concept only will be displayed to the user. Does not include the details how the data store or how the operation are implemented. How we are not bothered when we are seeing the data in the abstract level. We are not bothered how data is being stored and how the operation has been done on that particular data. Next, we have the third characteristic, support of multiple views of the data. Views is subset of database, and it contains the virtual data delivered from database files but not explicitly stored. Means many users can see the data at particular instant of time. User have to verify the distinct application. Distinct application, they are using the different application to see the same database. Must provide the facility for defining the multiple views. Database character is to provide the multiple views. That is, must provide the facility for defining the multiple views. Next, what we have is fourth character, that is sharing of data and multi-user transaction processing. Again, here we come across with the 5 points. What is it? Allows the multiple user to access the database at the same time. Means allows multiple user to access the database at the same time. That is concurrency control software. How it is allowing? By using the concurrency control software. Ensure that the concurrency control software will do. It ensures that the several users trying to update the same data do so in the controlled manner. Trying to update the same table at the same time, that has to be done in the controlled manner. Who will take care of that? That concurrency control software will take care of that. Results of updates is correct. Why we are using the concurrency? So that the update results should be correct. There should not be any conflicts between the updation what has done by one user with the what has done by another user. Next point in the sharing of data, that is manages information and easy operation implementation. It will always manage the information. What is information? Proper storage of data. Since the data has been stored properly, it is easy to manage the information and easy to operate, easy for any operation. Since we have managed the data in the database, we can easily do any operation. Any operation means we can insert, alter, update, delete or retrieve. So these are all some of the basic operation what we are doing in the database. That what insert, delete, update, search, retrieve, these all can be carried out very easily. Next, multiple views of database. As I already discussed, characteristics of database, it should provide multiple views. That also is discussed. It should provide the multiple views such that multiple user can access the same data. Database for the specific purpose. We can create a database for specific purpose. For example, I want to create a database only for the education. We can do that. I want to create the database only for the health sector. We can create the separate health sector database. That is data for specific purpose. For example, database of the student management system is designed to maintain the records of the student marks, fees and attendance, etc. What is the purpose? To maintain the student detail. We are creating what? Student database management system. Next, it has users of specific interest. Out of interest, only the user who are interested to fetch the data from the purposed database, they can use it. Or application with which these users group are interested. Only the interested user group can access the data from the database. For example, in the library system, there are Three users: official administration of the college, librarian, and then the students. These are all what? With the same interest user group. Who is a librarian? Librarian has to maintain the library. The student who is interested to read something in the library, they'll go to the library and fetch the book or information from the library. So only those are interested. That is what it's saying. Specific interested user can use the database. Next, represent some aspects of real world application. So what all the database we are creating, all the database represents the real world aspects. So for whatever the application we have seen the example, all are real world application like university database or the student database or the library database, all works in the real time. So this is one of the main characteristic of the database management system. So what are the advantages of using database management system? So using database management system, we can control the database redundancy. Redundancy means repetitions or replicating the same data more than one time. What happens if you are replicating the data, same data more than one time? Database size will be large. Once the database size will be large, the memory need to hold that database will be more. So it will help in reducing the memory. Since the database is very large, less, if we are reducing the redundancy, searching will be easy. Searching is a huge bundle is difficult compared to searching in the small bundle, right? Similarly, if we are reducing the redundancy, it is easy to search and it will consume less memory. Data sharing. A single data can be shared to the different users and different group of users. That's what we are doing, multi-user and multi-view data. Okay, then easy maintenance. As we are storing the data in proper manner, in the proper rows and column, in the form of table, it is easy to maintain. Okay, if you are not storing the data in the proper way, it's difficult to maintain also. Reduce time. Since we are storing in proper way, to fetching the data will be easier and it will be faster. So if it is faster, it reduces the access time and improve the efficiency of the database. Backups. Backup means one data, somewhere data has been lost, one record has been lost, that can be fetched from the base of the database. When the loss happens at the application level or at the user level, when it comes to the database administrator level, the data will be there, saved, stored. We can recover that data. For example, you can take your WhatsApp data. If something has been erased by mistakenly by you, you can have a backup. If you have activated that backup icon, it will back you up. When you change the device from one device to another device, all the WhatsApp backup will come to your new device. Like that, data will be backed up. You don't feel the loss of data. So that is nothing but backup. And multiple user interaction. We have a single database for multiple user interaction. Many users can access the same database at the same point in time or any point in time. We can use multiple user. So that is what the advantage of using database management system. Thank you.